Hey everybody, welcome to another action figure unboxing and review, G.I. Joe Classified Edition. As you can see, today we're going to be looking at the Mutt and Junkyard, which I had just received in this very minute as of the video being filmed. The first thing you'll notice is we are back to the plastic packaging. Now, if you've been watching my videos normally anyway, then you know that because of the blast from the past videos making up the bulk of my classified reviews, that most of the figures I've been reviewing have been in the plastic packaging, with only a few in the non-plastic packaging so far. But there was a switch, like all this year, basically 2023, we had the plastic-free packaging. And it started with the just artwork on the front like this, but then it quickly changed to having the diorama shots on the front instead. And then I think it was San Diego Comic-Con, we were told the plastic packaging would be returning. And Emily at the time did say it would be coming back in the spring of 2024. But Mutt and Junkyard here in the UK already released, so we get our first look at the plastic-free, or the plastic packaging, the return to the plastic packaging, just before the start of winter in 2023, so that's pretty nice. And I gotta say, the box looks great. I love that you can see everything that it comes with. So if you're shopping for these in the store and you're not gonna go home and find yourself with a repacked figure, you'll know exactly what you're getting. And I like that they kept the diorama shots as well, because that was the best part of the plastic-free packaging when they introduced that. And as you can see, I still have him in the box, and I've mentioned before how I don't really like doing unboxings because it takes a while, but I did open this already and take Mutt out just to put him through the motions and make sure everything was as it should be and nothing was broken, because I didn't want it to like fall apart during the review. So just a little FYI there. But looking at the box, you can see it's not all that different from how it used to be. It still retains that classified feel. It is a little different than the original plastic packages in style, just slightly, not a whole lot. But it's a good evolution, you know. We went from 2020, 2021, 2022 having the plastic packages, and 2023 we had the plastic free, and now 2024 we're getting back to this. So it looks really good to start off with. And you can see G.I. Joe Mutt and Junkyard down there, G.I. Joe Classified Series, the G.I. Joe Star, some artwork here, the window on the top to let the light come in. This is figure number 113. And you can also see artwork on the side here, the same that's on the front, just a bigger look, bigger picture of it. Then on this side you have that same artwork of Mutt, close-up of his face, his file card information down there, a QR code, which I don't know if that still leads you to the Hasbro shop site, because that's what it used to do. I don't think it leads you anywhere else yet. And of course you got the legalese on the bottom, and then more legalese on the bottom there, the file card info as well again, and of course the diorama shot, which looks fantastic. Not a whole lot of going on in this picture compared to some of the other diorama shots that we've seen, but it looks like, you know, you got Mutt and Junkyard in a swamp of some sort, and you got this gator or croc. I can't get a close-up look in there. Looks like a rounded snout, so I guess that would be a gator. Could be Fiona. Maybe Mutt and Junkyard are arch or mortal enemies of Crocmaster. And you also get close-ups of Mutt's head, Junkyard's good boy head, and Mutt's chest with his badge kind of thing, and then I don't know if those are shotgun shells or pens or something in there. He doesn't come with a shotgun, so it would be weird to have shotgun shells when you don't even come with a shotgun. Maybe dog whistles, I don't know. Why would you need 5 of them? But anyway, here's your Mutt and Junkyard box. Now, taking the figure out of the box, you can see that the plastic packaging comes its own separate tray. This piece of cardboard comes out separately with a little information sheet. And here's the figure, all his glory. Yeah, he's in there pretty good. Alright, this knife is pretty bent. I will say that. It's in there good too. I wouldn't have put it in there like that. That's kind of not preferable for a bladed weapon. Pop out the hands. As you'll notice, Mutt does come with alternate hands, which is something that is not normal with the classified line. Sergeant Slaughter also came with several sets of hands, and a few other characters came with like 1 or 2. I think at least one Snake Eyes came with an extra hand or 2, and then Cobra Commander came with a couple of extra hands, but for the most part, Joes do not come. These figures do not come with extra hands. So, having Mutt come with a bunch of extra hands was nice. Okay, I will say this, the plastic tray that this figure comes in is a lot harder than the tray from previous waves, so you're going to want to be careful taking this stuff out of here because there could easily be breakage. Junkyard's head does not want to come out of here. Come on, Junk. There we go. Last but not least, Junkyard himself. And he comes in the package with the angry face. And that's it. So I'll look at Mutt first, then Junkyard, then the accessories. And here we have Mutt. He's got a angry looking face there. Some 5 o'clock shadow. Some chest hair, as you can see. He also has arm hair on both sides, although this one is covered up by the protective glove. He's got a couple of overlays. He's got this vest here. He's got a belt. He's got this holster on the side of his leg there. And the, let's see. No, the glove is not an overlay. Well, it is, but it's glued on there. This isn't part of the sculpt, but it is glued on there, so that won't come off if you take the hand off. And with all the extra hands he has, I'm guessing you will take the hand off at some point. Okay. Pretty good face sculpt on Mutt here. Looks like he's seen some damage on his face there. Little scratches on the side there. Maybe Junkyard being a little too enthusiastic during training. He's also got some wrinkles around the eyes, around the edges there. Yeah, this definitely looks like one of the better face sculpts in the line, I have to say. I don't know if it's up there. I don't know if it's just as good as Outback. Outback to me is like the bar for face sculpts. I think Outback is probably the best in the line, but Mutt's pretty good. And it's, if you were to hand someone this figure and be like, who is this? If they were a G.I. Joe fan, they would definitely know it was Mutt, based on the face alone. I'd have to imagine. So that's a pretty good sculpt. He's got the green shirt underneath, green pants, brown boots with the black leather on the front there. Overall, pretty damn good sculpt. Not a lot to the back of the vest, but he does have this can of mace right there on the belt. They did put some decent paint apps on the vest, which I guess you can expect from a deluxe figure. The badge on his chest is nice and silver with the star in the middle painted gold. And whatever these are here are also painted gold. And then he has black latches and then the zipper on the front and on each side of the vest that are painted black, which is nice. As well as the straps over the shoulders are red. And then there's some red paint here on the mace, which is otherwise all black. One thing I notice about him is he doesn't have a Joe Pro. There's not one of those G.I. Joe communicator devices on his person, so I don't know if that means we're not going to be seeing that anymore, or if they just didn't give him one for some reason. Going over articulation real quick. Mutt can look back down that far, and can look up about that far. He's got good tilt. You can do the Exorcist. His arms will hinge up to the T-pose about that high. He does have the butterfly, but he doesn't have the new type that goes up down. He just has the side version. He's got a bicep cut, double jointed pinless arms. He's got the vertical hinge on his right hand. And he's got vertical on his left hand as well. 2 vertical hinges. Waist articulation, he can spin. He's got a little bit of twist. He's got a little bit of tilt. The vest is on here really good. Like some of the other overlays and some of the other figures are a little looser, but this vest is really tight on him. So he probably has an ab crunch. It could be a diaphragm, I don't know. Either way, you're not going to get anything out of it. You can get that about that much from the joint at the waist, though. And then that much back. Got the drop down hips, of course. Oh, his arm can go all the way around, of course. You can do the Van Damme splits. You can also kick out about that far. Kick back about that far. Thigh cut. Double jointed pinless knees. And his foot can go back about that far, go forward that far. He's got the rocker there. Oh, he also has a boot cut at the top of the boot. And of course he's got the peg holes in the bottom. Junkyard is basically, I want to say it's pretty much the same body as Timber, maybe. He's got some good paint apps around the face. Definitely a very good Rottweiler sculpt. He's got this collar with studs on it, and all the studs are painted, so that's nice. And of course, he's got this vest. And if I remember correctly, it can be removed. I'm not going to be doing that on the channel today, but I do remember them mentioning that it can be removed. You probably have to, like, take the head off or something. I don't see any way it can be, like, popped off easily. It doesn't look like it can be taken off easily. You'll probably have to heat it up and work it off over the arms or the back of the legs or something. It doesn't look like it's going to be too easy, though. Unfortunately, his mouth does not open. That would have been cool. And of course, he's got his feet, front and rear. So for articulation, his head just came right off. Don't report me to the RSPCA. Okay, so he can look up that far, can look down that far with just his head. He's got some tilt there. He can exorcist twist up. Maybe not. His heads are on there kind of loose, I'll have to say. Yeah. You can't really do the exorcist because his head will just pop off. He does have a little bit of movement at the neck, but not a lot. But he can twist it on either side there. Give him a little bit more. We can give him one of those looks there. That sideways look. Sideways head like, He can spin his arm all the way around. It can go out about that far. He does have a pinless joint at that first joint there. And then down by the paw, he's got a pin joint. And then his foot can move forward and back as well with some rocker. His rear legs can also go all the way around. You can get out about that far with his rear legs. Again, he's got no pin on the upper joint, but does have a pin on the lower joint. And of course, his paw can move around like that. Because he's a Rottweiler, he only has a stub for a tail. He doesn't have a full tail like Timber did, so there's no articulation or anything like that for the tail joint. Go over Junkyard's extra accessory first. Oh, and by the way, the collar comes off. So you can take that off if you want. Again, this doesn't look like it comes off easily. You see, I thought it was going to be like strapped on with like tabs or something, but it doesn't really look like it's designed to come off easily. You're definitely going to have to heat that up to get it off. But yeah, Junkyard has an alternate head. It's a good boy look. He's a happy puppy. And you can see it's all nicely painted on the inside there. With his tongue. You can see a little bit of teeth, but there's nothing on the upper part. On the upper part of the jaw, so Junk must have lost all those teeth in his old age. If he catches anybody, if he catches any cobras, he'll just be gumming them until Mutt shows up. So they're Mutt's, they're Junkyard's 2 looks. And now we just have all of Mutt's accessories. He does come with this knife, which is in the package really tight and hard to get out without bending it a little bit. But it does have a painted blade, which is nice. And he does have a sheath there that this can slide right into. So hopefully that'll make it nice and straight again. He also has this mask that goes around his lower face. It's like a muzzle. In order to get the muzzle on his face, you have to remove the head and put it on from the bottom, because the strap is not long enough to go over the top of his head. So there, you just gotta pop his head off and stick it up on over his face from the bottom, which isn't too bad. He also has 2 pairs of these goggles. And if you've got Dusty or Hawk or anyone like that, you know why you have 2 pairs, because one of them goes over his face like goggles would normally do. Yeah, get on there. You can have that look like that. And he also has a helmet, which looks like the one he came with his original character. And that's made of a softer plastic that just kind of pops right on his head easily enough. And then he had another pair of goggles that you can put over top of the helmet. And if you try doing that to the goggles that I just had on his face, the strap would just snap right off. So there, he can wear his helmet like that. Now, unlike Dusty, you don't need to put his other goggles under his helmet upside down or backwards to keep the helmet from falling off, because it'll stay on. So that's good. He also comes with this pistol, all black, but it's got a green slide on top. And that will go right into his thigh holster there. He comes with a tonfa nightstick. Now, it would have made sense for him to have like a little loop on the back of his belt to just slide that in, but you don't get that on here, so he doesn't have anywhere to store his tonfa. He'll have to just hold on to it. That's unfortunate. I don't think it would have taken much to put a belt, or to put a loop on the belt, but they didn't go that direction. You stick it in his back. There you go, he can store it like that. And he also comes with this M4 carbine style machine gun with a scope on the top. Removable magazine, as usual. And a green grip here on the end. I would have preferred a 4-grip. I think would have looked better, but yeah, this looks good. Definitely one of the better looking guns on the line in a new case. Of course, it has a hole in the end for blast effects, and it's got a stock there. And lastly, he has 6 alternate hands. He comes out of the package, and it's a couple of trigger finger hands. But he also has a right fist. He has a right open hand, like a come here. Come here, Junkyard. And he has a right pointing hand, like attack. He has a left open palm hand, as if he wants to tell Junkyard to stop. And these hands are all designed for the express purpose of putting him in different, like, command poses. He has another kind of open hand. I don't know. I'm not a dog trainer, so I don't know what this command would be. Maybe holding a treat or something. I mean, it looks like he could put his nightstick in there, but it's a little... No, definitely not. Definitely too tight of a fit for that. So this is another command hand, but I'm not exactly sure what command this would be. I mean, don't hesitate to say down below if you know. And lastly, he has this Italian, what do you mean hand? Yeah. Like, what do you mean you ain't got no Parmesan? Capiche? Well, actually, I don't know what this hand is for either. I'm pretty sure Mutt's not Italian. Maybe it's to make shadow puppets. Look, Junk. Look at the shadow puppet. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can pose Mutt and Junkyard due to the different hand configurations, which allows for good diorama choices and options. So overall, I think this is a good set. Definitely up there with the... Is there one thing that Classified does really, really well? It is these animal figures. We've seen it with Spirit and Freedom. We've seen it with Snake Eyes and Timber. We've seen it with Crocmaster and Fiona. And now we've seen it with Mutt and Junkyard. About the only figure that could have used a little bit more work is Polly with Shipwreck, as they didn't give Polly any extra wings or anything like that. But definitely a good set. Definitely worth picking up, especially if you're a fan of Mutt and Junkyard. Metalhead was also one up for pre-order at the same time, but he'll be out a little bit later. And I'm definitely looking forward to that one because he looks really cool too. So, comment down below, like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of Mutt and Junkyard. And I'll see you next time.